Good morning, all of you. So today we come to the last part of the chapter, a few important diseases, and we finish off this topic. We start first with typhoid fever. Now I'm sure many of you have suffered from typhoid and successfully recovered from it. Very common in India, particularly in the rainy season, जो अभी चल रहा है. Typhoid is a very common disorder of India. Let's see how typhoid is caused and what does it do. Typhoid is caused by a bacteria called as Salmonella Typhi, Salmonella Typhi A and Salmonella Typhi B. So typhoid दो types के होते हैं. Salmonella Typhi, which causes typhoid fever, and Salmonella Typhi A and Typhi B cause something called as paratyphoid fever. Now, दोनों में signs and symptoms are same, but typhoid fever is because of Salmonella Typhi, paratyphoid is because of Salmonella Typhi A or Typhi B. And this disease is transmitted by ingestion of contaminated food or water. You eat food or drink water, then Salmonella Typhi enters in your body. From cold meat, cold cuts, from ice cream, जब ठंडा होता है, Salmonella Typhi के A और B variants उसमें आ जाते हैं. And source of contamination is the fecal matter of the infected person accidentally finding way into food or water. If somebody's got infected with typhoid and that fecal matter with the help of rainwater etc. goes into a well, a river or a water body around a lake, तो उसमें से Salmonella Typhi पानी में आता है या खाने में आता है and that causes infection. So it is a feco-oral route of infection. सबसे पहले, what is Salmonella Typhi? These are pathogenic gram-negative organisms. If you remember, bacteria का staining होता है, they are either gram-positive or gram-negative. The more dangerous ones to humans are gram-negative bacteria, and Salmonella Typhi is one such gram-negative bacteria which causes intestinal infection. And pathogenicity of the organism is due to an outer membrane consisting of lipopolysaccharide LPS coat that protects the bacteria from the surrounding environment. The bacteria is pathogenic because of a lipopolysaccharide LPS coat which is made up of O antigen, a polysaccharide coat and a lipid A. So sir, if you see the surface membrane of the bacteria, it has in it lipid chain which is lipid fats. It has a polysaccharide core, so a carbohydrate core and a surface protein which is called as O antigen. And it is this lipid core, the polysaccharide or carbohydrate core and the O antigen which make the bacteria resistant to most of the WBCs trying to phagocytosis. तो सर ये कोड बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग है and उसके अंदर होते हैं लिपिड कोट और कार्बोहाइड्रेट कोट पॉलीसैकेराइड कोट के बीच में होते हैं phosphorylated glucosamine. These two are called as phosphorylated glucosamine and these phosphate groups determine bacterial toxicity. So those two phosphorylated glucosamines cause the toxicity of the bacteria. And sir, O antigen is the outermost part of the LPS coat and is responsible for the host immune response. That means the host produces antibodies against this part of the LPS, so it is called O antigen. So sir, ये है O antigen which is a surface protein, and when Salmonella Typhi attacks, it is the O antigen that is read by T lymphocytes, and B lymphocytes start shooting antibodies against the O antigen. So who creates the immune response? The O antigen creates the immune response of the body against the bacteria. Sir, what are known as. Typhoid fever is also known as gastric fever, stomach fever, abdominal typhus, also called infantile intermittent fever. Infantile intermittent, रुक रुक के आता है, intermittent fever, also called slow fever, also called nervous fever, also called pathogenic fever, also called enteric fever. And so ये enteric fever, enteric intestine, enteric fever जिसे भी ये जाना जाता है. A beautiful example of how typhoid can pass is a very famous case called as Mary Mellon. Mary Mellon is nicknamed Typhoid Mary. Now, Mary Mellon was living in California, USA. She was a professional cook. She got typhoid infection and so she then became a carrier. So she got infection, she took antibiotics, but the Salmonella Typhi can persist in your gallbladder. And every time the gallbladder contracts, Salmonella Typhi goes into the feces and you become a carrier. You are yourself healed from typhoid, but you become a carrier, and if those hands are then used for cooking, then sir, the Salmonella Typhi may enter the food you cook and spread to other people. One lady, Mary Mellon, had caused an epidemic of typhoid in the USA. There were more than 1,000 cases of typhoid, and people there with very stringent water conditions. The water is sterilized, that water नहीं पी सकते, उतना super है US में system, but still they found कि ये disease जो एक bacterial disease है, इतने सारे community के लोगों में आई कहाँ से? And they found with the help of their Food and Drug Administration department that all these cases were having only one source of origin, that person called as the Mary Mellon, and she was nicknamed as Typhoid Mary. And third, for not allowing her to be a carrier, her gallbladder was cut and removed. So her cholecystectomy was done, gallbladder को cut करके निकाल दिया गया, so she does not remain as a carrier. And third, what are the signs and symptoms of typhoid? You have something called slowly progressive spike ladder fever. Somewhere in the afternoon, the fever starts coming and the fever starts increasing, and आधे एक घंटे के अंदर the fever slowly rises from 98 degrees to 99 degrees, 100 degrees, 101, 102, 103 up to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. तो सर 98.6 डिग्री Fahrenheit से धीरे धीरे बढ़ के 4-5 घंटे के पीरियड में it reaches a peak of 104 degree Fahrenheit, and then you have profuse sweating. बहुत sweating होता है, and sir the fever then subsides. So, because the fever slowly increases, it is called as intermittent fever. ये intermittent fever है, धीरे धीरे बढ़ने वाला fever है. That is the first sign you should look out for in case somebody is having typhoid infection. And there is gastroenteritis. So, stomach and intestine are inflamed. So, person has severe diarrhea. Diarrhea हो जाता है. Rash of blood, rose color spots may develop sometimes. तो सर ये rose color spots बॉडी के ऊपर आते हैं, उन rose color spots को आप दबाओ तो वो spot disappear हो जाएगा. You remove your finger again, the rose spot will reappear. So those are classical rose spots which appear, and typhoid fever goes through 4 stages till treated. Each stage is of 1 week. एक week के 4 stages होते हैं. There is rising fever, bradycardia, which is a slow heart action. आपका heart rate कम हो जाता है, pulse कम हो जाता है, which is called bradycardia. Malaise, a feeling of absolute discomfort. Person feels very uncomfortable, which is called malaise. Headache होता है, along with it cough होता है. And severe cases में epistaxis, bleeding nose, nasal bleeding होता है, which is called epistaxis. Abdominal pain होता है, leukopenia, a drop in the WBC count. ये classical चीज है. नॉर्मली हमारे बॉडी में जब इन्फेक्शन होता है वी हैव ल्यूकोसाइटोसिस एंड इंक्रीज इन WBC काउंट, बट टाइफॉइड में यू हैव ल्यूकोपीनिया, अ डिक्रीज इन WBC काउंट, along with it eosinopenia. Eosinopenia, your eosinophil count decreases. You remember last lecture I told you if you have worm infection, your eosinophil count increases. But if you have typhoid, your eosinophil count decreases, which is called eosinopenia. And lymphocytosis, your lymphocyte count will increase. So, any person having step ladder fever, rose spots on the body, decreased heart rate, headache, diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, and along with it leukopenia, a drop in the WBC count, and eosinopenia, a drop in the eosinophil count, and lymphocytosis, increase in lymphocyte count, is called as a patient suffering from typhoid. Third, how is diagnosis done? स्टूल्स को कलेक्ट किया जाता है और स्टूल का अगार अगार पे कल्चर करते हैं और उसके कॉलोनीज ऑफ बैक्टीरिया आते हैं. सी द बैक्टीरियल कॉलोनी अंडर अ माइक्रोस्कोप, यू विल फाइंड दिस कलर. ऐसा एक रॉड शेप फ्लैजेलेटेड बैक्टीरिया, रॉड शेप फ्लैजेलेटेड बैक्टीरिया होते हैं. Stain them, they are gram negative, means these are Salmonella Typhi or Salmonella Typhi A or B. And third, along with stool culture, you can also do a blood culture. Blood culture on agar-agar will give you colonies of Salmonella Typhi. And third, also you go for a specific test called as Vidal test. And Vidal test detects antibodies against the O antigen. So antibodies against O antigen are detected by a test called as Vidal test. You remember we had done ELISA test where we detect antibodies against HIV virus. Similarly in typhoid you detect O antibodies against the O antigen. तो किसी को टाइफॉइड होने के एक हफ्ते बाद, after 1 week, there are sufficient antibodies and you do the test called as Vidal test, and Vidal test will confirm that you are having presence of typhoid in your body. Then sir, you have the next logic. What is the prevention method? So prevention, the World Health Organization has recommended 2 vaccines. A live oral typhoid 21A vaccine sold as Vivotif-Burna. तो ये लाइव टाइप ओरल वैक्सीन है. इसे टाइफोरल करके इंडिया में देते हैं, which is a live vaccine, which is live बैक्टीरिया. उनको सिर्फ हीट करके उन वैक्सीन के अंदर बैक्टीरिया को इमोबिलाइज करते हैं, उनको उनकी मेटाबॉलिक एक्टिविटीज बंद कर देते हैं. And reading O antigen, O antibodies will be produced. Body में O antibodies circulate होके when you get actual typhoid, O antibodies will straight away attack O antigen, and that is a live oral typhoid 21A vaccine. Or injectable typhoid polysaccharide vaccine, which is the killed vaccine. So live is the oral one, and injectable ones are typhoid polysaccharide killed vaccine, sold as Typhim-B by Sanofi Pasteur and Typheric by GlaxoSmithKline companies. And these are attenuated or killed typhoid bacteria. So live typhoid and killed injectable vaccines are available. And most importantly, you have to give the person antibiotics. So powerful antibiotics are given. Chloramphenicol, which in the yesteryears was the drug of choice. Chloramphenicol excellent to kill typhoid. But धीरे धीरे बहुत सारे केसेस में chloramphenicol का resistance आने लगा. Then people started recommending amoxicillin, ampicillin, and today one of the best medicines against typhoid, ciprofloxacin, Ciplox. It is a third generation antibiotic, very effective against typhoid, and you give a 21-day course of ciprofloxacin. 7 days is enough for all the typhoid bacteria to get killed in the body. But you give it for 21 days so that no salmonella goes in the gallbladder and does not remain in the gallbladder, so person should not become a carrier. So sign symptoms are healed by the 7 days, but to prevent the person from becoming a carrier, you make the gallbladder disinfected by giving 21 days tablets of ciprofloxacin. So this is typhoid infection. And then we have pneumonia. Again a very common disorder, particularly in the rainy season. Pneumonia बहुत common होता है. Pneumonia is caused by a bacteria, Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenzae. You remember Haemophilus influenzae जिसमें से आपने Hind3 restriction enzyme बनाया था? That Haemophilus influenzae and Streptococcus pneumoniae cause pneumonia. It is also caused by viruses, influenza, parainfluenza, and two deadly viruses, respiratory syncytial virus (RSV) and adenovirus. The respiratory syncytial virus and adenovirus. And bacterial or viral pneumonia होता है. It can be also caused by fungi. Aspergillosis causes pneumonia. Parasites, worms can cause pneumonia. Chemical burns and physical injury to the lungs. You inhale toxic gases or you get a physical injury to the lungs, that can precipitate as pneumonia. And it is an inflammation of the alveoli, which are air-filled sacs of the lungs. So sir, in pneumonia what happens, the person has inflammation of the alveoli. Alveoli of the lung, 750 million alveoli. These alveoli expand, they stretch out और उनके अंदर fluid fill हो जाता है, which is called consolidation and exudation. तो alveoli inflame हो जाते हैं, उनमें fluid जमा होता है, which is called as consolidation and exudation, and that results in a difficulty in breathing. So person finds it difficult to breathe. And this disease occurs in any age group, and infection is by inhaling droplets of aerosols released by infected persons or sharing glasses and utensils with their infected patient. तो सर आजकल पढ़ रहे हम लोग कोरोना वायरस जैसे पास होता है, वैसे ही निमोनिया के बैक्टीरिया या वायरसेस या फंगाई पास होते हैं. You cough or sneeze and droplets go, and within 6 to 12 feet distance, these aerosols if inhaled will spread pneumonia from a person to the other. Or you touch objects, glasses, doorknobs, etc., then your hands are infected and उससे ये spread होता है. So pneumonia spreads by this way. And so what are the signs and symptoms of pneumonia? The person will get a irritating cough with greenish or yellow sputum or phlegm. तो सर खांसी आती है और green color का saliva, which is called phlegm. That could be either green or yellow color sputum or phlegm comes out. High fever accompanied by shaking, chills and headache. High fever होता है, shaking, chills होते हैं, headache होता है, and there is shortness of breath with a stabbing chest pain during deep breaths and cough. So whenever a person coughs, he finds that he is coughing and he finds difficulty in breathing. That is called a stabbing chest pain, as if somebody is stabbing them. With deep breaths and cough, so pain severe होता है. You tell him to breathe deep, and you can feel that there is that stabbing pain that the patient is feeling. And in severe cases, lips and fingernails may turn grey to bluish in color. So sir, fingernails and tip of the fingernails turn bluish. So meaning of blue, instead of oxyhemoglobin, there is more of carb aminohemoglobin. So uska oxygen transportation या exchange of oxygen in the alveoli is not taking place. And along with it, in some cases, blood in the cuff, sweaty clammy skin. Blood in the cuff, he has hemoptysis, blood in the cuff, sweaty clammy skin होती है, loss of appetite, fatigue, nausea, which is a feeling of vomiting, actual vomiting, mood swing, irritation या depression होता है, joint pain that is called arthralgia, and muscle aches and spasms होते हैं. And third, you go in for an X-ray of the chest. In the X-ray of the chest, you will find that this is a normal heart and ये lungs है. And third, in case of pneumonia, as you see, ये black color lungs की जगह ये पूरा white हो चुका है, means यहाँ पर बहुत सारा exudation हुआ है, fluid जमा हो गया है. You put on a stethoscope and check his lungs and tell the person to breathe. You can hear a sound when he is breathing. इसे rails कहते हैं. As if sound is passing through water. So when sound passes through water जैसा आवाज आता है, उसे rails कहते हैं. And rails are an indication that the person is having pneumonia infection. And so what will be the prevention for Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenzae, which is the bacterial type? You give antibiotics, and nowadays vaccinations are available against Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenzae. So इनके against antibiotics भी देते हैं और vaccines दिए जाते हैं. But समझो it is influenza, parainfluenza, respiratory syncytial virus, adenovirus, any of the viral types of infections are there. You give antiviral medicines like amantadine, rimantadine, zanamivir and oseltamivir. So sir, amantadine, rimantadine, zanamivir and oseltamivir are antiviral medicines which are given against pneumonia infection. So this was pneumonia, and we ended with a very common disorder, as a matter of fact the most common cold. Common cold, which in English is known as common cold, in Latin it is rhinitis acuta cataralis. Rhinitis acuta cataralis. So next time you get a cold, make it sound sophisticated. Don't say I have a cold, say I have got rhinitis acuta cataralis. तो सामने वाले को भी लगना चाहिए क्या बीमारी हुई है. And that's a common cold that you got. It's also known as nasopharyngitis, acute viral rhinopharyngitis, also called acute coryza or cold. It's called as nasopharyngitis. So it affects your nose and pharynx, causes inflammation of nose and pharynx. So it is called nasopharyngitis, acute viral rhinopharyngitis. Rhino means nose, so acute rhinopharyngitis, also called acute coryza or common cold. It's also called acute coryza. As a matter of fact, in medical terms, common cold को ज़्यादा करके coryza कहा जाता है. So when doctors communicate, the patient is having what he's having, coryza, means he's having common cold. Now, common cold is a viral infection of the upper respiratory tract. If you remember, pneumonia is an infection of the lungs, which is the lower respiratory tract. And common cold is an infection of the nose and pharynx, which is the upper respiratory tract, caused by viruses. Which viruses? Rhinovirus and coronavirus. तो सर ये कोरोना वायरस जिससे हम लोग इतना डर रहे हैं is not a new virus. Common cold for centuries has been caused by coronavirus, but that is the coronavirus, which is a common cold causing virus. The new virus, which is COVID-19 virus, is a mutation of the coronavirus and has become COVID-19, the novel coronavirus, which is now creating havoc all over the world. But sir, the coronavirus which is there worldwide has been actually originated from a common cold causing virus, which is the coronavirus itself. And the most frequent infectious disease in people, adults suffer from it 2 to 4 times a year and children suffer from it 6 to 12 times a year. बच्चों में तो आप देखते ही है, नाक से पानी आते ही रहता है, they're having common cold all the time, so 6 to 12 times they get infection in a year, and then adults also you get 2 to 4 times a year. And it's a droplet infection. Transmission is through cough and sneezes of an infected person or through contaminated objects like pens, books, cups, doorknobs, computer keyboard, mouse, etc. So sir, your daily objects, computer keyboard, your doorknobs, your glasses, utensils, इन्हें fomites कहते हैं. So objects जो होता है उसे fomite कहते हैं. And also spread by airborne droplet infection. Sneezing और coughing में mucus या saliva पास होता है, उनके inhalation से आपको common cold होता है. And sir, what are the signs and symptoms? Cough, sore throat, runny nose and fever. Person will have a mild fever, running nose, there is continuous exudation through the nose, sore throat, pharyngitis होता है और cough होता है. And symptoms usually subside in 7 to 10 days. Sometimes symptoms may last for 3 weeks. और कभी-कभी अगर ये severe हो जाता है, then there is nasal congestion. तो नाक choke हो जाता है. Conjunctivitis, which is pink eye. Conjunctivitis होता है muscle ache, fatigue, shivering, headache, loss of appetite. तो ये common symptoms उसे बाद में आते हैं. Sir, how do you treat common cold? Well, it's a self-limiting viral infection. तो आप अगर दवाई दोगे तो 1 हफ्ते में अच्छा होगा, नहीं दोगे तो 7 दिन में अच्छा हो जाएगा. So sir, there is no need of giving any antibiotic, antiviral preparation, nothing is required. All you do is give the person crocin, which will reduce the fever, or give the duoflam or something which is the body ache अगर होगा तो compiflam, duoflam ऐसे pain killer दिए जाते हैं. अगर nasal congestion है तो उनको ऑट्रिवीन ड्रॉप देते हैं. अभी ऑल ऑफ दैट ऑर्डर ऑट्रिवीन नाम के ड्रॉप्स होते हैं, उससे नेजल कंजेशन चला जाता है. अगर सिवियर कंजंक्टिवाइटिस है तो उनके अंदर सिप्रोफ्लॉक्स के ड्रॉप्स डाले जाते हैं, सिप्रोफ्लॉक्सासिन के आई ड्रॉप्स डाले जाते हैं. So you just take care of the external symptoms and the fever will subside by itself. So common cold बहुत commonly आता है, जाता है, there is no problem at all, and that is the way it is taken care of, acute coryza or common cold. So with that we have done with 3 diseases today: typhoid, pneumonia and common cold. And with that we have finished with the chapter. And with that we have finished your entire biology syllabus, and very soon, of course, Vishal sir, RF sir will be also finishing their portion, and your entire bio will be completed. Very soon I am going to start vivas for you all. I hope that we are able to take these vivas in the classes itself, everything is regular, and आपका live vivas ले सकूं. If not, on Zoom, I will be taking vivas with all of you and make your entire bio become very, very strong. So please work hard, guys. See you soon for the vivas. Take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.